Check out this mug. I do miss Obama. Put in the comments if you miss Obama too. And plus, check out the backside. Michelle for President, 2020. Oh my God. We would be in a better place. Well, y'all. Thank you for joining me again. Oh, I'm tired. I had my first day at Amazon yesterday. Excuse me. And I want to talk about it. About the training process and about my first day. God damn, let me tell y'all. Jeff Bezos has his bag secured. It's going to be very hard for the workers there to get their money because Jeff Bezos has it. I want to try to explain this to y'all. How the place is run. So basically there's like a bunch of different delivery companies, last mile delivery companies that like own the vans. They hire the people. They give the routes to people, drivers. They basically take on all the risk of the business. And then Amazon has the shipping infrastructure that we talked about that I think needs to be nationalized, but we don't need to get into that. And God damn it, they make so much money off the drivers and all the workers. I mean, everybody who's doing that labor, they're making so much money. It's like, it's almost disgusting. I mean, it is disgusting. Because they told me it was going to be a 10-hour day. 4 10-hour days, which is already, a good amount of work. It actually ended up being an 11-hour day. And in the time it takes me to get home, I ended up being out, like, trying to get to work, getting home from work, for more time than I was at home that day. So it's like 4 days out of the week, you basically have to give your whole day to Jeff Bezos. And that's already really demoralizing. But my team of drivers, there might be 15 of us, maybe less. And there's like 12 teams of about the same size. And like all those drivers, we make shit pay. And I'm not going to tell y'all what my wage is because it's better than some jobs. Like, it's the most I've ever made working wage labor. But it's also I don't know. It's fucking hard. It's fucking hard work. And like I said, 11 hours yesterday. It sucks. And you're not making nearly, you're just not making what Jeff is making. And the question is, what is Jeff doing? They can't fix the goddamn apps. There's like 10 apps you need to be an Amazon driver, like for scheduling, communication, the actual like on the road app. The apps all fucking suck. They're just cutting corners. Cutting as much as possible. And the thing is, Jeff Bezos, Amazon, is not even responsible for maintaining the Amazon vehicles. That's for the driver teams. In the morning, I have to do an inspection of the van. Like underneath it, like all the shit, all around it. Take pictures, take videos, and send it to, not Amazon, but the dispatcher. The person who's on my driver team. I mean, they're not even, they don't maintain the vans. They don't do shit. Amazon corporate, they're just there to oversee the operation and to like fix the problems that arise with like the servers and the communications between different supply centers or whatever. But they're just like there. And we're expected to do all of the work for delivering all of the packages. And I spent probably, I don't know, 10 hours on the road, 11 hours in the van. There's a long, like, wait time from when you get in the van, get inspected and stuff, and then like, line up to go load up your packages. But, I spent 10 hours on the fucking road, hustling. Literally running from the van to the house, back to the van. Running. I ran most of the stops for the first half of the day. I stopped running for the second half of the day. And it's like, what the fuck? I'm literally out here busting my ass. Jeff Bezos is just chilling on a fucking yacht. You know? I mean, I know you know. I'm just saying, like, what the fuck? You get there and it's this massive warehouse that you drive the cars through to load up your packages, and the thing is beautiful. I mean, the supply chain is amazing. It's so cool just to be on site and, like, be a part of it. You get this chance to be part of something bigger than yourself. But the thing is, I don't think Jeff Bezos is bigger than me. I don't think any of those Amazon executives who are taking so much money from just ownership of the company and ownership of the supply chain, those Amazon executives, they don't deserve it. Because they're just not doing the job. I mean, I'm doing the work. I'm the one who loads up the packages and delivers the packages. And people in the facility are the ones who sort out the packages so I can load them. And people on other facilities are the ones who pack the packages. There's no point where Jeff Bezos is there like he's doing something like crucial. No, all he's doing is donating to Donald Trump. That's not all he's doing. He's building a stupid ass penis looking rocket ship, and he's got a fucking ugly ass wife. Sorry to come for his wife. It sounded funnier in my head, but I'm gonna leave it in the video. I'm just like, shit. I mean, my body is hurting. From hustling all fucking day. And you don't get anything for hustling. Well, you don't get anything for going slow either. I mean, you just have to work more. So it's like, you're fucked. No matter what. It's just a shitty job. You work too much for not enough pay. It's like textbook. You work way too much. It's like, I'm not saying I do all the work for the company or drivers do all the work for the company, but like between drivers, sorters, and packers, that's the people who do all of the actual like profit generation. Okay, I'm here editing. You pay $15 a month for postal service, which is a product that the government already provides. It's just it provides a subpar product because Amazon exists. And if you don't believe me, go watch the other video of me ranting. You pay $15 a month for a team of 1.6 million employees, more than that, to deliver you a package within one day. And all 1.6 million of those people, they don't get any of that money that you pay for the service. You pay for a service, $15 a month. And there's 1.6 million people who deliver you those packages one day after you order them. And those people don't get your money. Jeff Bezos gets your money. He gets my money. And there's so much management at the facility. And all they do is answer questions. And they don't even know the answers to all the questions that you have. But I know my last video was me crying about my job. So I'm not just trying to be the guy who cries about his job. I just want to let y'all know it's fucking insane to work at Amazon. I mean, it's really true what they say. Like, They work you to the fucking bone. And you do not make enough. And that's it. I mean, excuse me for yawning. I mean, it's just a shitty job. And like, what really upsets me about this discourse in politics is that people act like Jeff Bezos is providing jobs. When, like, actually, no. They need to hire, like, at least 30% more drivers to reduce the workload. And they also need to pay, I'm going to say, at least 30% more. I mean, those are the things that need to happen. Otherwise, Jeff Bezos is withholding jobs, and he's sandbagging pay for everyone. I mean, this is the top paying job in my area, entry-level job in my area. This is like the best paying entry-level job you can get. And it's like, eat shit 11 hours a day. It's so demoralizing to live in this society. When I got this job, I knew it was going to be shit, and I wanted to try it out because I wanted to know. There's no fucking way to ask for a higher wage. I mean, this lady who trained me, this woman who trained me, first off, I want to say, this shit was hard work, and I was in the van with another person. Like, and we were working together. And then they expect you to do it alone, which is insane. If you don't know, I'm not going to try to explain to you, but I mean, shit, like being a driver at Amazon is very, very hard work, and they expect you to do it alone. And this lady has been working there for 2 years. She's making the same as me. All the drivers make the same wage. They don't get raises. There's no, like, you just don't get anything. So it's the highest paying entry level job, and it only pays that much. There's no way to go up. Unless you want to move into management. Because that's the thing. That's what really blew my mind. In cooking jobs, you've got you've got your workers, you've got a kind of, there's a layer of people who they're still doing labor and profit generation and not doing management. And then you've got like a layer of managers who do labor, and then you've got a layer of middle managers, and then your managers. At Amazon, it's like you're either a laborer or a manager. I mean, they really fucking spell it out. Like, you either don't matter or you manage people who don't matter, and you don't matter still. And it's like, that's the only way to get a raise, is to learn how to be a fucking slave master. Shit pissing me off. I know nobody's watching this video, but I think some people get triggered by me using the word slave. I mean, some people would if they watch the videos. And like, I get it, but we've already talked about how the interests of labor are all aligned. Like, under a system of capitalism, we're all enslaved to earning dollars. I mean, unless you own the means of production, unless you own a management, like, unless you own a supply chain that pays managers to manage the people who are enslaved to owning the dollar. Like, I'm not trying to trivialize the concept of slavery, but I am trying to say, like, I want to end to slavery, like the kind that happens in the prisons, the kind that happens in the sweatshops, and the kind that happens in Amazon warehouses. Like, coming in here again to interrupt myself talking about enslaved people. As y'all could tell, I'm definitely pissed off, and if you've seen my other videos, you know how much I care about the fact that slavery is still happening today. And I don't know. I mean, it's sticky because I don't want to compare myself to an enslaved person, and yet, under capitalism, we are all enslaved to the dollar. And the people who run Amazon, they're
they lower the cost of labor. I mean, and I do believe, if you are aware of my concept of the four apocalypses, two of the four apocalypses is all of humanity is enslaved. One of them is the prison system is expanded to the point where anybody the state disagrees with is forced into prison where they are forced to labor. And the other one is people become so poor that we are forced to labor. And that is enslavement. I mean, imagine you live in a slum, you have to go to work like 7 days a week. That's you don't get paid shit except to buy groceries. That is enslavement. And I'm calling it out early. I think that wage labor, I mean, yeah, it's not even it's true. Wage labor replaced enslavement when enslavement was outlawed. Our prisons, which again in the Constitution, if you are imprisoned, the Constitution says you can be enslaved. The only time slavery is mentioned in the Constitution is an explicit protection of slavery for people in prison. Those prisoners who are enslaved are wage laborers. They make wages, but they are still enslaved. It's something I'm very passionate about. If you take issue with me aligning myself with enslaved people, take a fucking look in the mirror, because we're all on the same goddamn team. We all deserve a living wage. We all deserve a happy life. And this video is about how my life is not happy as a wage laborer. I don't mean that I'm enslaved. I'm not trying to trivialize any of that. I just had to interrupt myself because I don't think I made the point very clear that I don't think I'm enslaved, and yet at the same time I believe that the system of capitalism and the systems within capitalism are designed to keep you working as much as possible, and to keep the employers profiting as much as possible. And they want, I can't spell it out more plainly than that. If you really disagree with my usage of the word slavery, then please put a well-informed comment in the comment section. I'll read it. If you're an imaginary person I'm anticipating an argument with, so let's just not argue. I want to hear what you have to say. Put it in the fucking comments. Jesus Christ.
It's all the same fucking shit. But it's not the same shit because I get to go home. I mean, I understand that. But at the same time, it's like they ask you to sell your life. I mean, I only get one fixed day off a week. And it's like, so you're just asking me to forfeit my whole ability to make plans a week in advance? Like, I just have to make plans day of? Like, you're asking me to sacrifice my life. Literally sacrifice my ability to, like, live my life for shit pay. But it's the best pay there is, because Amazon is such a huge company that they can pay the best. But wages are so low that it doesn't even fucking matter that they pay the best. They don't pay shit. You know? It's like, it's just horrible. Like, living in this society is horrible. Y'all know Charlie Kirk died? I'm sure you do. That was yesterday when I'm recording this. I want to talk about that a little bit. I never really watched his show. I've only seen him in, like, reaction content, which I kind of steer away from. So I've only seen him in, like little clips. And even then, not that much. And, I don't know, man. Somebody fucking shot him and killed him in front of a bunch of people. And I think that's fucked up. And I think people out here who are like, it doesn't matter, he was a neo-Nazi. If you're the kind of person who's excited about Charlie Kirk's death, which I will say it is exciting in a sick kind of way, you know, I hope you know that it's only going to lead to more blood. I mean, yeah, he was probably going to go on stage and be like, well, did you know trans people are stupid? And then, like, person debating him would be like, actually, not all trans people are stupid. I don't know why you would say that. And yeah, I mean, his existence is harmful to a I mean, because he's getting paid to turn his viewers into Trump supporters to society. But voting for him has been harmful for society, and Charlie Kirk is a huge fucking piece of that, or at least he was before he was killed. I think in some ways it's kind of inevitable. That's the other thing, is I feel like this was kind of inevitable. If you are going out in public spouting hate speech and like just over, like your place in society is harmful, somebody's gonna try to take care of you. Like,
all right, we're back, everybody. It's the day after I filmed everything you just watched, except for the stuff where I'm wearing this clothes. You got a lot of my kind of raw feelings in the first part of this video. You know, I had just woken up. I was drinking my coffee. I made sure to include that so you know. I hope the first part of this video, you got that I am passionate about both of these topics. I included a lot of my raw thoughts, but I cut probably 70% of what I was saying about Charlie Kirk, just because I was watching it back and I disagreed with a lot of what I was saying. I thought a lot of it was unclear.
I watched these two videos that are on screen now. Watch them if you care. But first, I want to just hammer on some points that I don't think I made very clear in the part of the video where I was talking about Amazon. First of all, unless you've experienced what it's like, you just don't know. I don't know if I already said it in a previous video, but my friend worked there, and that's why I got the job. I found out on my first day. I talked to the manager. I told him, you know, who my friend was, and he was like, "Oh yeah, he just quit." You know, like, and I texted my friend. You know, he's my best friend. I was like, "Yo, what's up? You okay?" He had been telling me how horrible the job was, but you know, I mean, I need the money. I'm gonna take the job. It's almost impossible to explain how terrible it is, because my friend was telling me how working there was like awful, and I was like, well, you know, just lock in, deliver the packages, go home. Like, it's not like that. You can't just lock in. Maybe if you finish early, you get a 9.5-hour day for your troubles. And that's if you, I mean, seriously, on an average day, he told me an average day was 150 packages. And me, my training day, there's another person in the car. We're both working. I'm literally, the van stops. I'm sprinting with packages. Sprinting to the house, sprinting back to the van, driving to the next stop, and sprinting. I mean, I am full on long lunge sprinting. And we finished probably a 9-hour day, and they do mandatory rescues. If you don't know what a rescue is, it's like you meet up with another driver and you take up some of the packages off their hands. So at this Amazon facility, you have to do the rescues if you haven't worked your 10-hour day. So it's very rare that you get a day that's less than 10 hours. And I think it's very rare that you get a day that is 10 hours. I think I'm going to be working, 10.5 hours at least on the road. Like I said, literally sprinting. So if you were watching that and kind of like, why is he complaining about the workload? Why is he doing this? Can he just lock in? I had those thoughts too when I heard my friend talking about it. And now that I'm here, I understand. Now that I'm there, I understand it's not like that. I am trying my best to make you understand. And that's There's honestly no way to make you understand other than to tell you it is horrible. If you're an Amazon driver or you ever have been an Amazon driver, then you know what I'm talking about, and comment. Please comment and back me up, because it's awful. It's terrible, and you know that. I know that, but other people watching, they probably don't understand. Being online is crazy. This is my first YouTube channel, and like, it's kind of freeing just to be able to talk about whatever the hell I want. I don't really want people watching this to be like, why did he say that? Because I'm watching it back and I'm like, I know why I said that, but I don't fully agree with it. But at the same time, I'm going to leave it in the video because it's how I was feeling, and I still have the passion in me that made me say it, even if it's not what I still like fully agree with. Point 2 on Amazon. Amazon section 2.2. I want to talk about the way the company is structured, because I didn't really get into that in much detail. I got sidetracked because, again, I'm passionate about this, and I think it's like just crazy. So Amazon owns the facility. They don't own the vans, and they don't manage the drivers. They own the supply chain, right? They use the profits that they generate to reinvest and build out their own supply chain. Amazon is a postal service. They provide a service, right? You pay them a certain amount to provide the service. But the point I'm trying to get at is Amazon doesn't provide the service. The companies that use Amazon's supply chain to deliver the packages to the customers, they're called delivery service providers. Amazon owns the supply chain, but they don't own the delivery service providers. Earlier in the video, I was saying driver teams. Those are the delivery service providers. There's like 12 teams that work out of this facility. And Amazon takes money from them, and they take the risk of the business. Amazon's business is very low risk because that's how they designed it. As a monopoly, they're allowed to operate how they want. This is what I think is fucked up about the way that Amazon is run. This is why I think that the supply chain needs to be nationalized. It's not competitive. It is not a competitive market. Amazon is a monopoly. They have a monopoly on shipping, which allows them to generate profits from delivery, right? They make profits off of you paying them, but they also make profit off of the businesses that use their supply chain. You pay for a product from a delivery provider. That money goes to Amazon. It doesn't go to the delivery provider. The company that provides the actual service of getting the package onto your doorstep is an independent contractor who they have to buy the Amazon vans, they have to hire the drivers, they have to plan the routes, they have to do all that. They just get the license to use the Amazon logo, and they're allowed to use the Amazon facility. Amazon owns the facility, but the companies have to pay to use the facility that Amazon owns, right? Amazon owns the shit, and so Amazon gets to sell it. That's like how the system works. And so if you're watching this video like, what is he complaining about? What does he do? Then I'd hope you listen to this, because you pay for a service and somebody else takes the money. It's not right. It's not right. It's just not fucking right. I mean, I don't know how to say it. It's not the way it should work. Amazon is a monopoly simply because they got there first. And the thing is, it's not even true that they got there first. The United States Postal Service was the first nationwide postal service. And then Richard Nixon defunded it.
to create room in the market for competition. And the competition that we got in the 70s, 80s, 90s, Amazon came out on top. And I know you've got UPS, I know you've got FedEx, and I know you've still got the United States Postal Service, but it's not really a competition. The drivers compete with each other, the driver teams compete with each other, and Amazon doesn't compete. They just make money off of the competition because they're a monopoly. That's a problem. Having these different driver teams, there's probably like, I'm going to estimate probably 100 to 200 drivers working out of this facility. Those drivers, they work side by side, delivering the packages, helping each other. Literally like helping each other out, like doing the rescues and stuff. But they cannot, it is intentionally made very difficult for them to come together. All the teams are employed by different companies, and that makes it impossible for the drivers to come together and say, we're not making enough money, we need to make more money. We're being robbed from, and we need to make more money. I'm talking about unionization. It's almost impossible to unionize, because if I unionized the company that employs me, then I would have unionized 10 employees, 15 employees out of 100 or so that work at this facility. And then Amazon would stop doing business with this company. And they're insulated from the union because the union exists below the management of the company, and Amazon exists above the management of the company. So they could just drop the company that unionized and keep the ones that didn't. And that sends a clear message that it is impossible for people to get together on something. It makes it, not only does it feel profoundly isolating, which is something I was trying to get at in the first half of this video, but it is really horrible for the economy. But on a level, what happens to the economy when wages are low? When wages are low, consumer spending is low, and when consumer spending is low, profits are low for the companies. And when profits are low for the companies, they cut wages, and you get a recession. Anti-competition leads to a recession. The economy is in recession. It's simply true. Wages have been stagnating since 1971. Interesting year, right? Same year that Richard Nixon defunded the Postal Service. It's all related. And it's bad for the economy when wages are low. It's good for shareholders because stock prices increase steadily when wages do not. But it is bad for the economy because your local businesses that rely on consumer spending, your local restaurants, your local hobby shops, any kind of third place that you have to spend money to go to, like a club or a bar or an arcade or a bowling alley or any of these local businesses. You can think of local businesses in your neighborhood that are suffering because people just aren't going out to buy stuff anymore. People aren't buying stuff anymore, and the way of saying that on a macroeconomic level is that consumer spending is low. Consumer spending is low because wages are low. And so yeah, it's bad for the economy that Amazon is a fucking monopoly. Not only is it bad for the employers who subcontract with Amazon, not only is it bad for the laborers at Amazon, but Amazon pays, and I said I wasn't going to say my wage, I'll say my wage. Amazon pays $20.25 an hour. That is the highest paying entry-level job you can get in the state that I live in, the whole state. And that sets the top wage of the area. And so every other employer has to pay less than that. Every local business has to pay less than that. Because consumer spending is low, they cannot compete with the profits that Amazon generates. They cannot pay their own employees $20.25 an hour. And yet, if Amazon paid more, then Amazon employees could go out and buy stuff from those businesses, and those businesses could pay more to their employees. It's simple. And so if you are watching this video thinking I'm just a crybaby complaining that I don't make enough money, how's he complaining about $20 an hour? That's a good wage. I know it's a good wage. It's a horrible job, though, and there are no better wages anywhere. Except, as I said, in management. I think I've hammered this point home. If you still disagree with me, then first of all, you are a capitalist to your core. How about this? Watch Gary's Economics on YouTube. If you can't be bothered to open a book and you're a capitalist, watch Gary's Economics on YouTube. I'll put like some of his most concise, understandable videos that explain more about from a capitalist perspective. And I'm a capitalist too. From a capitalist perspective, why low wages and increasing income inequality is bad for the economy and society as a whole. I've made this point clear. Let's move on from Amazon. So I want to revisit what I was talking about Charlie Kirk towards the end of the first half of my video. I want to say, first of all, killing is not good. Second of all, violence always begets more violence. Always. Third of all, that does not necessarily mean that any individual act of violence is going against the interests of society. Violence begets more violence, yes. So, what beget Charlie Kirk's murder? Well, he's a hater. Literally a hate-fueled man. He made his money spreading hate, teaching hate, and creating a market for hate that has allowed the long-term American project of violence. This is a bit of a non sequitur to what I was just saying. It's true, though. When the United Healthcare CEO died, I was also conflicted. I had similar feelings to how I feel now about Charlie Kirk's death. I didn't know what to think. I mean, a man gets shot, killed on the street, no warning, no trial, no justice. But then I think, that man, the United Healthcare CEO, stood in the way of people getting the medical care that they needed. And if there was anybody who stood in the way of my mom getting medical care that she needed, I would kill that person. Because there is nothing more important in this world than taking care of one another, taking care of our families, taking care of the people that we love. And if somebody wants to stand in the way of that, I don't give a shit. You listen to me. I'm not a violent person. I'm being silly. I'm not being silly. I'm being dead fucking serious. But it's kind of funny because I wouldn't kill somebody. But if they stood in the way of my mom getting the treatment that she needed, I would do life in prison. I would do whatever it took to take care of the people I love. So we can relate this to Charlie Kirk. Was he standing in the way of anybody getting what they needed to keep living? Not the same way as the United Healthcare CEO. It's not as clean cut, because the healthcare CEO was standing in the way of people's moms getting what they needed. I mean, somebody had to kill him. He's letting moms die. Charlie Kirk isn't doing that. He's not standing in the way of anybody's mom. It's more abstract, thinking about the violence that he has caused. And I'm not super well researched. Like I said, watch these 2 videos that are on screen. It's not a stretch to say that he is upholding this violent regime. I mean, they're putting people in prisons in different countries. They're deporting people without a trial. They're doing all this horrible shit. They're not good people, and he is supporting them, not only with his voice and with his money, but by creating people who also support them, by indoctrinating people into hate. And hate is cancer. And cancer needs treatment. But it's not good to kill people. You shouldn't just kill people. But then look at what the United States is doing. Look at what the current regime is doing. Look at all of this horrible, horrible atrocities in the world. Look at all these people dying in Gaza that our government is funding and that Charlie Kirk supported. Now listen, here's the thing. I don't think the best cancer treatment is kill Charlie Kirk. I think the best cancer treatment would be if we had people in office who cared enough to fix the democratic system and to try rebalancing the economy and to try out abolishing slavery, then that would be the best treatment to this cancer. But in absence of those legal solutions, what can a person do to stop this violence? Because there is, and you can't compare this. Violence is bad. Violence begets more violence. It's just a fucking cycle of revenge. But who is fueling the cycle? We should kill them, shouldn't we? Should we? God, I don't know. I don't know why I feel compelled to share my thoughts here. It's not just something to talk about for me. It is something I care about. But why do I care? I care because we're all in this together, and there's these villains who are hating. These villains who are holding society back. These villains who make it their mission to take as much as they can for themselves and leave as little as possible for anyone else. Was Charlie Kirk one of those people? I mean, he was like a Ben Shapiro type. Well, actually, a guy who goes to colleges and debates students. He's not the problem. He's just a... But at the same time, it's like... I don't fucking know. It's not good to kill people. It's so... And I am so privileged and so insulated from this that it doesn't fucking matter what I think. And yet, at the same time, as a voting citizen, it matters what I think. And it matters what all of us think. And there's got to be some way that we can reach a consensus on how to move forward without violence. And I don't want violence. Because I think that violence creates more violence. But who is running the engine of violence? Who is running the engine of violence that keeps creating more violence? I mean, this is violence created as a response to pre-existing violence that is a significantly greater harm to society and the globe and people in general. So, yeah, I don't agree that you should just kill people you disagree with in public without a trial. But we should also have some perspective that this guy supported killing people without a trial in Gaza. This guy supported fucking bombing children. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you being here. Love you guys. Bye.
You know what? We're done talking about Charlie Kirk. I trailed off. We're done talking about Charlie Kirk.